but you've got a case full of money.
Yeah, I just leave it. They can just take it. I hope they don't take the case because I need the case, but they can.
The business model for subway performers is pretty simple. They play music, you give them money. But we found a guy who doesn't want your money. He wants you to take his.
Really?
My babe, she don't stand no cheating, my babe. I said, my babe, she don't stand no cheating, my babe.
Here in New York, homelessness is at its highest level since the Great Depression. It's an epidemic. There are so many people to help that a lot of New Yorkers end up just giving up.
We're on our way to meet up with Will, a subway musician with a radical idea. He's changing the way that New Yorkers see each other. And today, we're with our friend Chris, a filmmaker from Optimist who we have looked up to for a really long time. We're gonna go make a movie about Will.
Let's go meet him. You know, I moved to the city in like 2012, 13. I was doing the thing. I was auditioning every morning. I was waiting tables and I was busking. I've had some periods where you're like, oh, I have $30. How long can we stretch this?
Despite his own financial hardship, Will saw how much better off he was than so many others and decided to try and make a difference.
So I was kind of thinking, like, with my limited resources and skill set, what can I do? I was staying at this kid's apartment. I was subletting. He had a poster board on his wall, and I wrote the sign on it.
Will wrote, "If you're homeless or need help, take as much from the case as you need. I just like to play." And that was the start of Hopeful Cases.
I went down the subway, and it just kind of happened. People started giving money, but then people started taking it, which I didn't know if people would take it originally. But that first day, there was a guy who came up, and he had a pit bull with him, and he had like his entire life on his back. He had a big sack just full of stuff. And he came up and he's like, "Are you for real?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, like take as much as you want, to take it, it's yours." And he turned to his dog and he said, "We're gonna be okay." And that's when I was like, I should keep doing this.
Will's been doing Hopeful Cases for years now and has helped thousands of people.
Trying to get back to the shelter I stay at right now. And I just saw the sign, I was like, really? Like, because you don't see that, even though it was just a little bit, it was a blessing.
Anyone can take any amount of money they want from the case, no questions asked.
I actually just got fired from my job this morning, so he's actually the only person that's been able to make me smile. It's my money for lunch today, and I hope to be able to see him again so I could be able to put something in the case next time.
I only had $4 to my name, and I heard what Will was playing. And I saw Will in a godly way. I said, this is an angel.
I really never feel like I'm doing anything special. Everyone has this ability to give.
I might just thank you. Hey, man.
You see them every day, they're on the same corner. I think it's about just saying, hey, and realizing that that's your neighbor. Sometimes you see someone who you would never think in a million years needs the money, and they come up and very meekly ask, you know. And the scary thing about that to me is that how many of these people are we passing on the street?
I won't think of you. Thank you, miss.
Will creates an environment where New Yorkers are excited to help each other.
I just gave someone $10 through Will's case.
I know majority of people that perform music and stuff like that, they would more like to receive than to give back. So I felt like that was really touching.
Seeing the sign of him putting out his talents for other people and for him to reach out and say to people less fortunate, take the money that I've earned for my talents, I think is remarkable.
Will just planted a seed of faith in me that I'm doing the right thing.
Any way you do.
When I first started this, I was really just dark and just kind of self-loathing, and I remember when I walked out just feeling like clean.
As a rule, Will doesn't keep any of the money that's given to him. Every dollar needs to be taken or given away by the end of the day.
There is this sentiment that it's like once you live on the street, you're not a person anymore, you're a homeless person. We put that tagline, like no one calls us home people, but we call them homeless people. People email me, say, hey, I want to set this up in Chicago, and I just say, yeah, as long as you're having fun doing it, you're giving all the money away. It makes me realize that people were better than I thought they were.
I'm Will, this is Hopeful Cases. Rally on!
You do. Thank you, New York! Woo! Look at that.